Hey, good evening everybody, Sister Danger here. Tonight's video is actually a video response to Brian Rowe, another YouTube vlogger, who has posed a question in his latest YouTube video, which I aim to address. He is doing some research and he's looking for commentary, so if you would like to check out his video, I have put a link below so that you can go and comment of your own volition. The question we are examining tonight is when accepting compensation, typically by way of monetary or free product, what obligation, if any, do vloggers have towards disclosure? So I took some time to review the Federal Trade Commission's guidelines. The general purpose of the guidelines seems to angle at enabling the consumer to be able to reasonably inform themselves. With that in mind, I think that the obligation levels for disclosure are really inextricably tied to the dynamic between the company, the reviewer, and the consumer. How much disclosure is enough, I really think, is contingent on where on the spectrum one falls between completely uncompensated consumer and a fully compensated expert. The more authoritative this dynamic is, the greater the responsibility for disclosure. Disclosure creates transparency, which enables scrutiny, it facilitates informed decisions, it provides legitimacy, and it creates a buffer for a disclaimer. So clearly, disclosure has to have more qualities to it than just existing somewhere. As the FTC puts it, disclosure should be conspicuous, which is evidenced by being plain with easy accessibility. I would venture to say that the YouTube best practices amongst professional vloggers reflects the FTC guidelines of conspicuousness by having the vlogger put up front their disclosure, typically consisting of what their relationship is with the company and whether or not they got this product for free or if they are in some other way being compensated for the review. If they want to have extra redundancy, then you'll often see links or related comments in the video description. So no matter how plain you make your disclosure, if it becomes so convoluted that the average person cannot parse the information or that nuances become a legal minefield for the reviewers themselves, are the FTC guidelines really serving their intended purpose? And at this point, it's neither manageable for the reviewer, it's not feasible for the product supplier, nor is it beneficial for the consumer. And the issue becomes even more complicated in snapshot media such as Twitter or Vine. Given the ever-expanding social media platforms and services, if the FTC wants to keep it plain, are we really even approaching this issue from the right angle by trying to determine every last bit of detail that should or shouldn't be included in a disclosure by who, how, when, and where? Perhaps what really needs to be happening is that there is an intermediary system that serves as a sort of quality assurance oversight on the reviewers themselves, a method or identifier that concisely communicates to the viewer a standard of information in a collapsed format, not dissimilar to the Good Housekeeping seal of approval or the movie rating system. So yes, I think that disclosure should have a scaled minimum set of standards based on: is the reviewer accepting compensation? Where does the reviewer fall on the amateur to professional spectrum? And is the reviewer formally or informally invoking their credentials or expertise in order to lend authority to the review? I would question, however, what the best approach towards that disclosure is, given the sea of social media platforms and the breadth of the blogosphere. I incline less toward unwieldy and debilitating rules and regulations, and more toward the institution of a system by which the consumer can easily ascertain the quality of the reviewer. So I hope that answers some of your questions. It is a really complicated topic, and I don't think that there is a magic bullet solution. Please feel free to use this video in part or in whole to facilitate your research, and good luck.